Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about 7 must-have energizers for musicians. Of course, these energizers are not just for musicians and artists, they're for human beings, which we all are, at least most artists. We're human, we have needs, and there are certain things that are absolutely essential to nourish you and help you make your best art and music. Okay, so if we haven't met yet, I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí. I'm the creator of The Art of Freedom for Musicians. I'm an artistic mastery coach and a certified Alexander Technique teacher, as well as a professional violinist. So let's talk about getting energized. There's nothing worse than getting out your instrument, for instance, and setting out to have a practice session in which you really just don't feel motivated or you feel too tired to do your good work. And actually, worse than that, yes, there is something worse. Worse than that is being backstage about to go on in front of the world to make music and you just are not together. You don't feel ready, you don't feel good, your body feels bad, maybe you're full of anxiety, you're nervous, and maybe you just don't feel really healthy. So that's terrible to feel like that, and it's not possible to really live up to what an ideal musician can do when your mind, body, self is not really being nurtured and taken care of and energized the way that it needs. So I have put together a list of 7 energizers that I really feel are essential to do great work, to make great art. I'm talking about art in general. It doesn't even have to be for a musician, or even if you're like a speaker in a corporate world, to be able to do your best and offer your best performance, you've got to take care of this primary instrument. That's what I call the mind, body, self. Self-care has to come first. And that's not something that you can just start paying attention to the day of a performance, right? This is something that needs to be taken care of as a top priority for the long term on a daily, regular, consistent basis. So what can you do to avoid that terrible feeling like you really just can't do what you want to do when you want to do it, like you don't get your great practice session in for the day and you feel like you're really not going to give your best performance? Well, there's 7 things, like I said, and before I just dive into those, I do want to say hello to everybody who's here and welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. And just really briefly, if you're not a member of my Musicians Mind Body Practice Tribe yet, there's a link at the top of this post. So please come on over and join. It's free. We have fantastic discussions about taking care of this primary instrument and how to improve your music making in all ways: technique, musicality, just enjoying yourself more. That's the place to have a great discussion and community that's going to support you on your musical journey. So please come on over there if you're not a member yet. And I'm seeing some of my regular members here. So I just want to say hello to Kay and Angel. And hey, Joy is here. Welcome, Joy. And I know there's some other people here who haven't said anything, and I can't see everybody who's here, so please, I invite you to just say hi, and then I can have more of an exchange with everybody here. I encourage you to share this with anybody who might benefit, and tag people now so they can watch live if you've got a friend or a student or a teacher who might be interested. And if you've got any questions, now's the time, and there will be a little exchange. You can always put your questions into the Mind Body Practice Tribe as well. And if you're watching the replay, just tag me if you have a question. I always look at the comments, and I still like to know who is here, even if you're watching the replay. So just say hi. Okay, so let's dive in. And the 7 things, these 7 essential things that you need to make your best music. They are, just briefly, I'm going to try to keep it brief today and quick so you get them all in a short period of time. Number one, obviously, your basic needs must be met to do your best work, because you've got to feel safe and comfortable in your body. If you're all tight and nervous and anxious to go on stage, you're not going to be able to do your best. And you're more likely to fall into nerves and stage fright if you haven't slept well. And it's not just the night before the performance that I'm talking about. I'm talking about general basic self-care, where usually you're getting enough sleep, you're drinking enough water, you're eating a healthy, nutritious diet with lots of fresh food, organic produce, I highly recommend. Natural things, get your body moving. I work online and I'm sitting a lot, but I also make sure I can stand up when I'm at the computer. I make sure I go swimming, go for walks, and just move this body so that my brain gets the oxygen that it needs to be able to think well, so that I can practice efficiently and effectively, and so that I'm on and alert and awake for performances. There's nothing worse than being in a performance. Like, I've been in orchestras before, and you get to it's hard. You've got to perform at night when you're tired. So you've got to be able to maintain your energy levels throughout the day. Nutrition is so important. Having a safe environment, I mentioned that already. We do our best, right? So, not having excess money worries or other, relationship issues that are going to negatively influence your tension levels in the body. You cannot make your best music if your body's tense. So you have to have relaxation in your life. And actually that takes me to number two. You need to know how to stop and not overdo, not go into stress and overwhelm. And what do you do if you are stressed? You have to have tools to be able to deal with stress in a way that is actually beneficial for you. Stress in itself is not bad. It's how we react to stress that's the problem. So finding time for relaxation and rest and taking care of doing fun things, that's really important too. So I put that, by the way, these are not in order, okay? They're all important. So those are the first two. And, under basic needs, I'm sure there are some I'm forgetting, but those are just, take care of your mind, body, self. And I'm really talking especially about just your physical health there in number one. Before I go on to number three, I want to say hello to more people coming on. I just love when people come on live, and then I can say hello. Hello, Ahmed and Nanette. It's great to have you here. Okay, moving on. And again, in no particular order, but actually, I want to really highlight the next one. And I'm going to highlight it because I've been thinking about this a lot. This is what I teach my students all the time. Actually, all of this stuff is what I teach my students. But I've been paying special attention to mindset these days. And what I mean by mindset is, what's your general outlook towards life, towards music making, towards yourself? What's your attitude when you are thinking about going to practice, or when you're thinking about a performance that's coming up? Do you make yourself small because it scares you? Or do you make yourself small because you're not motivated? Or, fear is a big squelcher of energy. It blocks energy like nothing else. In fact, it's the number one energy block, I believe. Moving out of fear and into love. I should do another video on that, because that's everything. Anyway, so having a great mindset, really knowing how to get control over your mind so that you stop sabotaging your energy with negativity, self-criticism, self-judgment, judging others is another, or criticizing others, doesn't matter who it is, but criticism, judgment, negative thinking in general is really going to squash your energy, and it takes you down instead of lifting you up. Okay, so I'm actually offering a training, an intensive short training on mindset, which is another thing that is why I'm thinking about it a lot. I'm just finishing up the final touches on this training. It's called the Musician's Mindset Reboot. Actually, the full thing is the Musician's Mindset Power Toolkit. And it contains the quick mindset reboot and then a 5-step process to make it a daily practice. And it's really easy, really simple, and super fast. So I just wanted to tell you about that. If you're curious about that, just message me. Or again, join my tribe. I'm going to be telling everybody about it and revealing the details within the next few days. So mindset, mindset, mindset. So it's a mindset for enjoying what you do with ease and freedom and openness and creativity, and also just for success, so that you can be successful and efficient in your practicing and successful on stage if you perform. Okay, moving on to, I guess this is number 4. I tend to lose track when I'm numbering things, and I didn't make it clear enough on my little Post-it here. But I would say number 4, this is a big one too, and it kind of goes with mindset. There's something magical about silence. You see? As soon as I shut up, there's like this special, when you can get quiet in yourself and really get to that place inside you that's a little deeper from what you're used to, you have a chance to listen to what your inner wisdom is telling you that you really need most. Okay, so having that moment, and it doesn't have to be long. I'm not saying you have to meditate for an hour every day. That would be wonderful, but I'm not saying that at all. And I admit I don't do that. But I do meditate every day. That's very important, to establish a practice of some sort that centers you and calms you, and silence is essential for that. All right. As a musician, understanding the essential quality of silence is what gives real magic to your music making. Silence is mysterious. When you enter silence, you are faced with the mystery of life if you let yourself. Okay, so silence, I'm not going to say more about that, other than the contemplative quality kind of goes with silence. And I do feel that that is absolutely essential. And I will say one more thing about it. The source of energy is in there. It's in silence. It's in what you can find. It's like there's a wellspring. There's a source of energy that's deep within each of us that you can access if you want to in silence more easily than any other way. So you've got to just get quiet and start wondering, get curious, and listen, listen, listen. Okay? Next, and this also goes with mindset, you've got to have goals. You have to know what your purpose is. You need to know your big goals, your big purpose. Why are you here? That's not something you may be able to answer in your entire life, but at least asking and wondering about it is so important. Wondering why are you a musician? Why are you practicing today? Why do you want to perform next week? Why are you learning this new instrument in your 60s? Why are you going to music school to become a professional? Why are you a freelancer? You know, whoever you are, get in touch with your purpose and why you're doing what you're doing today and tomorrow and next year and where you want to be in 10 years. Again, you don't have to know the answers to these questions today, but asking them is key. And when you can start connecting the dots, sparks of energy are going to motivate you and get you moving, because you're going to want to do what you're doing. You're going to want to practice, and you're going to want to share your music, and you're going to be motivated. And it's energizing to have purpose. Okay? This is falling all over the place. I don't know what. It's the first time I'm wearing this. This is from my aunt. And I was playing with how to put it. Yeah, that's nice. It's the silk print that is from some art museum. I thought, today's the perfect day to wear it. I hope you like it. Anyway, moving on. Relationships. Okay, so actually this scarf is a perfect indicator. I'm working on my relationship with myself and my relationship with you out there. And somehow today, this scarf inspired me. And it gives me energy to wear this scarf that I love and to talk about it with you. It's something that has meaning for me. It's connected to my family. My aunt gave it to me. There's something really special about it. And, you know, it seems like a really simple thing. But if you can somehow really, this is all about connection. Everything we do is about relationships. And when you're bringing things together, there's a fusion that creates energy. And so whether it's the relationship you have with yourself, which is primary, when you feel good about yourself, you feel energized, right? And whatever makes you feel good about yourself, like putting on a beautiful scarf, is going to give you some extra energy for the day, right? And connecting with people you love, getting together with friends, anything that you can do to just boost your energy level through relationship. That's really important. There's nothing that is more of an energy sucker, like something that really dampens your energy when things are not going well in relationships with people you care about. So you've got to look at those relationships and how are you showing up for yourself and how are you showing up for the people you love. And if you just aren't looking at that area of your life, then you are preventing yourself from bringing all of you into your music making. So there's going to be just something missing there from your musical experience because you're hiding part of yourself from yourself and therefore from your audience. And your audience they want to see the real you, you know, warts and all. I'm glad I don't have any to show you right now, but okay, so relationships and really nurturing those and facing them and doing the nitty gritty, ugly, difficult work, because relationships can be really hard. In fact, I think there's nothing harder in the world than to have really rich, supportive, wonderful, nurturing relationships with the people that you really care about. It's so important to look at this part of your life. And there's nothing more energizing than getting that support from those loved ones. Okay, as I said, I lost track, but I think there's one more. And yeah, let's say this one's number 7. Okay, number 7 is things that inspire you. I've already touched on some of those things, but what I mean right now is specifically getting inspiration from ideals. Okay, so this is a very big topic also, but first of all, do you have role models? Are there people out there, like say you're a flautist, is there a flute player that you're like, oh my God, that flute player, I want to be like that. Listen to that sound, listen to that phrasing, listen to that the way, or see the way that person's breathing is so natural. I want to be like that. Look, oh, that music just moves me so much. I want to make music like that. Do you have inspiring role models? Okay. And then do you have things, artistic, creative things in your life that inspire you? Nature. Oh, I forgot to I was going to say nature as one of those basic needs. I do think it's a basic need to get fresh air and go outside and be in nature. But let's just put that into this category here of inspiration. There's nothing more inspiring than going into beautiful nature, I believe. And so nature, art, beautiful music that inspires you, people that inspire you. And maybe one of the most powerful things that can inspire you. And I was just writing about this in my book, the book I'm writing for musicians. I was writing about having your ideal version of yourself to inspire you. So knowing who you want to be and just saying, okay, I'm going to be that person the best I can today. And this is what that person looks like. And to just dream and visualize and imagine that ideal person that you want to be. Just start now, like right now. What's that person like? And step into that one step at a time. Just the tiniest little bit goes a long way, but let it inspire you. Getting inspired is super energizing. Okay, so hopefully this was inspiring for you, and hopefully I actually did give you 7 keys. You know, it's arbitrary. There are infinite keys that can help energize you, but these were just the ones that came up for me this morning as I was thinking about it and jotting them down quickly. If you're here and you haven't said hello yet, or if you have a question, before I leave, I'd love to get your feedback. Actually, just give me some emojis and maybe some thumbs up, or if you hated this, give me a thumbs down and an angry emoji. That counts too. If you have a question or a comment, or if any one of these things spoke to you personally today, I would love to get your comments now or after I sign off. Just comments are really helpful, and we can have more of a conversation in the Mind Body Practice Tribe. If you're not a member, please join. It's free. It's a wonderful community of supportive musicians. And again, ask me if you want more information about my Musicians Mindset Power Toolkit. It's a very simple training, but extremely powerful training that I'm putting together for people, and I'm going to be releasing it very soon. I'm excited. So thank you for being here. I don't really see any questions popping up here or comments, other than you are very welcome, Nanette, and everybody here. Okay, so that's it for today. I try to be here at 2 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. So if you have ideas for topics you'd like me to talk about in future broadcasts, please do let me know. And I'm so happy when someone else comes up with a topic so I don't have to think of one. So send me your questions. Just write to me on Messenger, shoot me an email, or just tag me in a comment here. And I would love to help you with whatever you want help with. Okay, so thanks again, and take care, and get energized. Use these tools that I gave you today. I'm sure you're already doing a lot of them, and so just keep it up with those that you're good at, and take a look at the things where maybe you need to look a little more deeply, and have fun with it. Okay, so happy practicing, and lots of love always. Bye-bye.